Now, the men and women of Columbia came together from all around the world. A remarkable crew. Their birthplaces stretched from Amarillo, Texas, to Israel, to India. But at the end of the day, they were more alike than different. Each highly talented, each with a passion for flight, each with a passion for space. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell on the crew of Columbia.
The Columbia 7. 4 had never reached orbit before, 3 on a return trip beyond the sky. All on a journey that held such promise.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a great opportunity to be able to go up and fly for 16 days, which is a longer than normal duration.
All held in a nation's heart today. Air Force Colonel Rick Husband, a 45-year-old married father of 2, his dreams of space rooted in Amarillo, Texas, when he was just a boy. The commander of this crew, with millions of miles of space travel on his resume, a pilot who mastered 40 different aircraft and spoke of the thrill of his job.
I just turned around and looked at everybody and said, this is so much fun.
The shuttle's pilot, William McCool, Texas-born Eagle Scout, second in his class at the Naval Academy. He was 41 and married to his high school sweetheart, father of 3 boys. His sister says he did not fear the dangers of space, but did express worries about a potential war when he spoke to his hometown TV station just days ago.
Well, I feel like saying a prayer, basically, for them all and for the world as a whole, that we don't have to go to war.
Payload specialist Michael Anderson of Spokane, born on Christmas Day 43 years ago. One of 7 African-American astronauts, a master's degree in physics, a love for science fiction. His prior shuttle experience took him to the Russian space station Mir.
When I look back on this flight years from now, the one thing that I'll really remember and appreciate is the friendships that I've made with my crewmates.
Navy Dr. David Brown of Arlington, Virginia, once flew with the greatest of ease as a real-life circus acrobat. The former college gymnast was making his first shuttle flight. Mission specialist Kalpana Chawla held a PhD in aerospace engineering. She spent her free time flying gliders and aerobatic planes, an interest that took off in her home country of India.
We lived in a town which is a very small town and one of a handful of towns at that time which had flying clubs.
Dr. Laurel Clark of Racine, Wisconsin, married mother of 1, had a degree in zoology and explored not only the sky but the sea as a scuba diver. She was excited in the hours before they were due back on Earth.
We're getting ready for a big day up here. Had a great time on orbit and really excited to come back home.
Along with the 6 Americans, Israel's first astronaut, Ilan Ramon, a combat veteran and colonel in the Israeli Air Force. The father of 4 decided to eat kosher on the shuttle, a sign of respect for all Jews.
I've never dreamed to be an astronaut. When I was selected, I really jumped almost to space.
Dreams carried to wondrous heights by 7 men and women whose quiet accomplishments may not have been so widely known, but are remembered and respected now. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Houston.
It has been a blow. A nation already preoccupied with concerns about Iraq, about the economy, now has the added weight of the Columbia disaster on their hearts and on their minds. And so many took solace in church services. Here is NBC's Roger O'Neill.
7 bells, 7 candles, 7 names.
Kalpana, Chawla, David Brown.
The crew of Columbia, remembered in prayer and song this morning in houses of worship across America, across the world. As parishioners bowed their heads in prayer, the sun's reflection over the steeple of Atlanta's 2nd Ponce de Leon Baptist Church looked like a star.
Those 7 laid down their lives yesterday, taking a risk for the benefit of us all.
In big churches and little churches, all places of faith, ministers spoke of sacrifice and courage and the faith of astronauts to explore frontiers. Near the Kennedy Space Center, one pastor called the trail of smoke from the shattered spacecraft a glistening tear across the face of the heavens. In Rome, Pope John Paul said he will remember the astronauts in his prayers. American soldiers in Afghanistan remembered them too, in a memorial service. Salutes came in many forms today. Nevada Shelton wore his astronaut jumpsuit to church. His dream to be an astronaut, to be just like the Columbia 7, still alive.
I just like to pay the respect to the astronauts, and I want to be a future astronaut too.
Sally Ride, the first American woman in space, dreamed those same dreams.
I admire you, and you're our hero. Thank you very much.
And today she tried to help children at a science festival in Orlando understand what happened. Symbols of a nation in mourning are everywhere, from 50 flags at half-staff at the Washington Monument to a college lacrosse game in California. The nation seems to take comfort in symbols, in instant memorials, and one is growing at the Kennedy Space Center. Columbia's 7 astronauts left from here. Now this is a special place left for them. 7, a number no one will soon forget. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Atlanta.
And so an entire nation mourns, and flags fly at half-staff all across the country as they fly at the Capitol at half-staff. The 7 are remembered, but the critical questions are: what went wrong? How do we keep it from happening again?